road, the defense put up one heck of a performance. They lose 10-7 in Denver. Welcome into Raiders Gameday. I'm Amber Theoharis, along with James Jones and Eric Allen. And this is 2 weeks in a row the Raiders were in it to the end and weren't able to pull out the win. But this really was a tale of two different units. And the defense put up one heck of a game. Yep. They held the Denver Broncos to 10 points. You have to remember, this is the AFC West leading Denver Broncos that were, 7-2 coming into this. Mm-hmm. And then the offense, on the other hand, does not have a first down for 7 consecutive drives. Not till 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter in the second half did they even have one passing yard. Now Geno Smith is hurt, JPJ's hurt, and we're going into a mini-bye. A lot to unpack.
Yeah,
Eric.
Without a doubt. Where's that game? It's week 10. Where's the game where both sides of the ball play at a consistent level? I mean, that's kind of what we're talking about. Last week, defensively, nowhere to be found. And offensively, we're pretty consistent and efficient for the most part. This week, complete opposite. Defense played a heck of a football game, really bottled this Denver offense up pretty well, and offensively just outside the first half, you know, there were some positive things in the first half. Just you have to be able to be competent, to be able to put together some drives in the second half to help your defense stay out the football field, get some points, so now you can feel what it's like to play with the lead. I think we really missed that boat several times this year.
Yeah, and this was our first time to really do that. Offense didn't get off the bus today. Defense got off the bus. Chip Kelly and the offense did not get off the bus today. And this was our time to really go down here. We were up 7-0, right? We have an explosive play. This was our time to go up 14-0. And now we truly can see how good Max Crosby is, because he's playing with a lead being up 14-0. Now we turn the ball over. Denver gets the ball. They go down there and do what they do with the ball. But to give up 10 points on the road as a defense and offense to play the way you played today, turning the football over, not getting the passing yard, not getting first downs, that's awful offense, man. This is one of them ones where I'm coming in the locker room and I'm looking at y'all on the defense like, our bad, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't show up today. You guys showed up today, man, but we didn't.
All right, let's take a look at the final stats. You can usually tell what happened in the game here. And look, you know, a lot of things were pretty equal, the time of possession. The Raiders actually had 2 turnovers as far as Kyu Blu Kelly. We're going to talk to him
2 picks.
in just a bit. So look, third down, pretty equal across the board. The difference was, you know, to be fair, the Denver Broncos offense was not able to score points.
They were kind of trash, too.
They were trash, too. I mean,
yeah.
The Raiders offense was not able to score points. And what are you noticing, EA?
The rushing, is that right? Do we 27 yards and 25 yards for the whole game?
Yeah,
Come on now. Come on.
4 quarters.
Come on, guys.
That's right.
Come on. That's not
And
right.
looking at that, like, Denver Broncos was 5 for 15 on third down. That's a heck of a job by our defense. But our offense said, you know what?
We're going to match.
We're going to match you.
Yeah.
4 for 12 for our offense. Offensively, we got to do better, man. And I know I come up here every single week. What's our identity?
I don't know.
Chip don't know neither.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We don't know if we want to run it, and we don't know if we want to throw it. Like, what's our identity? We had a tight end last week, and Brock Bowers have 3 touchdowns and 137-some yards. He got 1 target for, one catch for 31 yards. Come on, man, what we doing?
I just don't understand how it's this close of a game and your star tight end gets 0 targets, not even catches. 0. He wasn't even targeted in the entire second half. I don't even know what the excuse for that could be. Is there? Am I missing something?
No, unless in the red zone, I know they took him out in the red zone, maybe banged up, you know, or something like that.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
That's the only reason you can expect him not to have had a monster second half, thinking that you're going to, you know, kind of running game and some other things. But the second half, when the game is tight, they don't have their best corner. And usually, you know, that best corner covers Brock Bowers. So that would be opportunities to kind of get him the ball. But
after a 3-touchdown game, and look, this is the first game without Jacoby Myers, so we're thinking this is an opportunity for Jack Bech and Dante Thornton and Trey Tucker, and maybe we're going to see some of the young guys. Take a look at what we saw from the wide receiving core. You know, 3 targets for your all-world tight end, 1 catch for 31 yards will never win you a game. You know, Dante Thornton had 2 targets. He had a massive drop early in the game. Trey Tucker was targeted. You know, Tyler Lockett I didn't even notice he had 6 targets. You know, he was
So he's the number 1 guy.
He was your number 1 guy, a guy that's been here for 2 weeks, max. Trey Tucker had a touchdown that was called back because of a Dante Thornton pick, you know, and there was a lot of mishaps. So first I want to ask you, the wideout on the set. When you look at this, were you expecting to see a little bit more from the receivers? Or is it, you know, Geno Smith, some of these passes, when they were open, just didn't look good either?
Yeah, no, I was expecting to see more Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
We got a whole lot of young players out there, and I know Brock's young, but Brock's our superstar player, right? We cannot depend on the young players to go out here and win us primetime games like this. And yes, he gave them some opportunities, but I'm more worried about Brock Bowers. How do you go in this game as an offensive coordinator and not find a way to get the ball to Brock Bowers?
Is there something we don't know?
He's the best player on the football field.
I don't know.
And that would be okay if you look at the yardage, rushing wise,
and we were
you had like 130, 145, 27 yards. No.
There was also a lot of times that the Raiders shot themselves in the foot. I mean, they had the Genty interception that was huge. They had 1 blocked punt that gave Denver the ball at the 12. They had 1 touchdown negated, the Trey Tucker touchdown, by a penalty. They had a missed field goal. Like, it should be 10-10, and we're looking at overtime right now. Like, it was a 48-yard field goal. We all know that the wind was blowing. You could see the referee's pants. You could see the flag. But it was way off at 48 yards. And this is a couple weeks now that Daniel Carlson has been struggling. And so there's questions about that. There's going to be questions going into the mini-bye. A lot of it focuses on special teams and offense at this point. But what happens with Geno Smith if he's healthy? We saw Aiden O'Connell on the sideline.
Yeah.
You know, he can be available. He wasn't active today. The fact that we saw Geno out there limping around and they didn't really want to go with Kenny Pickett also leads to some questions as well.
And maybe because it was a short week and not enough time to expose Kenny to all of the formations and things that you have to do to get ready as a quarterback. But I expect if competing is what this organization is about, this is a long week. And you have a guy who's kind of hobbled a little bit. It's just obvious that the next person in line has to get those snaps.
And this is a tough business week.
It is very tough.
We just seen the Arizona Cardinals say, you know what, Jacoby, you're starting Kyler Murray. We know you're making a whole lot of money, but this dude gives us the best chance. That's just the name of football.
Gotta make
if we're looking in the mirror right now, Geno Smith is not playing good football. And that's just being honest. We got to see what some of these other dudes can do to help us try to win a football game.
Well, we'll see what happens. But for now, let's go out to Denver and talk to Kyu Blu Kelly, who had one heck of a game. And Kyu Blu, I know your 2 interceptions was phenomenal for you personally to not get the win, though, especially after what an amazing defensive performance across the board from your unit. Really tough to walk away for you guys, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been a tough season, as you guys know, but at the same time, you know, we just want to win, and that's a very close one against a divisional rival. And all we're going to do is keep going and keep working and have these days off, get guys healthy, and make sure we can come back and ready to go because we're not giving up on the season. No chance we ever will.
Without a doubt. Can't give up on the season. Talk to us about the processing, how you're able to get those interceptions. There's just so many things that are going on. How did this slow down for you so you're able to make those picks?
Honestly, I give credit to PG and my players around me. I mean, Tyree came up to me and he almost got the sack on Bo on that deep one. He was able to rush the throw, and I was in position to make a play. And then the other one, Lonnie and Chin were just in the window and made it a tough catch for the receiver, and I was just there to make a play. I mean, PG schemed this up so well, and the players around me played really great, so it just allowed me to make plays as the players.
Talk to us a little bit about preparing for this game, because as we were watching the game, it wasn't a lot of room for these receivers to make plays. You guys knew every route concept that was really coming at you and put together a really good performance. Talk to us about just getting ready for this game.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of mental. You know, on a short week, you don't really have that much time for the physical. We just played Sunday, and, you know, Thursday comes in a flash. So we just dove into the scheme, and like I said, PG really, he doctored us up, man. I mean, we really know what Sean Payton and Bo Nix were going to do, and we were able to go out there and showcase that.
Yeah, especially, you know, the defensive line being able to pressure Bo Nix to create opportunities for you guys. How well did the front end and the back end work together today?
I mean, it's sound football when you hold any NFL team to 10 points. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean, guys stepped up and guys made plays when they needed to, and you just didn't come out with the win. But we're going to go from here, build off of what we just did today, and just build off that for the rest of the season.
It's week 10 for you, and how are you processing week to week, trying to stay in that grind? What is the preparation like been for you?
Yeah, I'm a day-to-day guy. You know, I take everything by one step at a time. I don't look into the future. I stay in the present. And right now it's just getting ready for next game I have, and just every single day. And Coach Pete does a great job structuring weeks. We're competing our balls off on Wednesday, forcing turnovers on Thursday, and making sure we're ready to go Friday and having everything ready by Saturday. But yeah.
Hey man, we're right with you. Don't worry about that one. Look.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Look, this was a week, like from last week to this week, we really saw a difference in some fundamentals, like tackling, just positioning, tackling. I know it was a short week. How much focus was on things like tackling?
I mean, Coach Pete said it best, like, treat this like a playoff game, like a divisional playoff game, and he got our minds ready to go. I mean, defense was flying around. That was the main thing, is run and hit. PG said it all week. What we're going to do is run and hit these guys, and that's exactly what we did.
Well, Kyu Blu, I know you're the local guy. People here in Las Vegas love seeing you have a big game, but next time we'll see you guys get the win after the mini-bye on Monday night against the Dallas Cowboys. Thanks a lot for being here with us.
For sure. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Good job, my brother.
Take care, my man.
And he mentioned Patrick Graham like 5 times in that interview, so that you can tell that the leadership of Patrick Graham was responsible for turning things around on a short week. And you've prepared a whole defensive scheme on a short week. It's hard to do.
It is very difficult because he's right. It's not about the physical part, it's about the mental part. And then coming off a subpar game defensively and having a game like this against a division opponent is special. And I'm glad for the hometown guy to get it done.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we'll take 10 points against a divisional opponent any day. The defense holding them to that. They're going to get wins if they keep doing that. All right, when we come back, it is Raider Nation Radio's Kirk Morrison. He called the game. He's going to join the show to offer some perspective. Coming up next as the Raiders lose this one in Denver. Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Raiders. Low fares, nonstop flights, only at Allegiant.com. America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. Modelo, a reward for those with a fighting spirit, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. And by Cox, proud partner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Welcome back to Raiders Game Day. The Raiders lose by 3 points in Denver. They've now lost by 4 collective points over the last 2 games. So they've been in close ones, haven't been able to pull it out. I do want to have one correction. We spoke about rushing yards earlier in the show. Our stat was wrong on the full screen. The Raiders had 74 total rushing yards. So Ashton Jeanty, I know you asked if that was right. It was not right. Ashton Jeanty had 60 yards. But to give us some more perspective, we want to bring in Kirk Morrison, our colleague from Raider Nation Radio. And Kirk, look, they're in the games. They're not winning the games. We have to remember this is the AFC West division leader right now. And to lose by 3 points, you have to say something about it. The fact, though, that you could argue they could have been up 21-0 in the first half at one point, right? If it wasn't for self-inflicted wounds. And if you look back across a couple of games now, it seems like the Raiders are responsible for their own destiny in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think you hit on everything. It's really about what they do. It's the self-inflicted wounds of this football team that hurt them throughout what I thought the first half. They had a chance to really grasp this football game, and they honestly just couldn't do it. It was opportunities that were there, and a lot of them were from their youngest players. I mean, the rookies today, 7 of them were active of this year's 2025 rookie class, and they all kind of had a hand in some of those self-inflicted wounds, whether it was Jack Besh with a holding call on a 32-yard Ashton Jeanty run, or there's a wide-open Dante Thornton right before the half who drops what could have been a huge gain right before the halftime. And then, you know, the guy who we just talked about, Ashton Jeanty, and the yards that he had on the ground, you know, dropped what could have been a big play receiving, and it pops in the air and it turns into an interception. So you had a lot that went wrong for you, but a lot of it was because of the self-inflicted wounds. And the guys who you want to count on the most have to be there. Daniel Carlson has to make those field goals in that opportunity as well. That's a field goal that needs to be made. They also got a block on punt team. So there is a myriad of mistakes that we can talk about in this game where they stood toe-to-toe with the division leader in the AFC West, and it came down to an opportunity to tie this football game or even go ahead with the lead, and they just couldn't get it done.
My brother, what's going on? Hey, quick question.
I'm good.
That's why I said it like that. I just want to see you smile, man. We got to smile in the midst of it. Have you had a chance to talk to Chip Kelly?
Little bit at times. We did share the elevator down to the hotel lobby this morning as we got ready to head over to the game. But I have not had a chance to talk to him. And if I had the chance, what should I ask him, JJ?
I know what you're going to ask. That's all right, JJ. How does Brock Bowers have no targets in the second half? That's all I need in the elevator. Give me 3 seconds with him.
Well, I mean – well, that was what I knew going into this game. You know, I was on Denver Broncos radio earlier today, and everybody was saying, whoa, you know, Brock Bowers this, Brock Bowers this. And I said, well, if I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm playing the Raiders, I'm eliminating Brock Bowers. He's number 89. On Wednesday when you have your install meeting, we cannot let number 89, you're circling, he cannot beat us. If we have to double, triple, quadruple team, he's going to have to go through some everything. Our focus has to be on number 89, and that's what I talked about today before the game. It's going to be 89, 2, and then who? Meaning who was going to be that third guy, that third player offensively that the Raiders could rely on as a go-to player. And we really couldn't find that consistency. I realized, look, that defense in Denver, those dudes can get after it. Like, that's one of the top-ranked defenses in all of the NFL. I'm not surprised that Brock Bowers didn't get the football a ton today because their object was to get Geno off the spot. We were down our left tackle, Colton Miller. Dylan Parham was banged up, and Jackson Powers-Johnson. We couldn't protect, so I knew it was going to be difficult to get the ball to Brock Bowers. At some point, you just got to say, can someone else step up in this opportunity? And our young players, Jack Besh, Dante Thornton, didn't do that today.
I hear you because you was a middle linebacker, you was a defender, so that's how you would approach it. But I played with some
I was saying, hey, 89.
Yes.
Look, 89 for the Raiders, and I remember 89 in the silver and black and in Green Bay. Make sure JJ didn't get off.
You know what I'm saying?
We know how to do it.
And you know what we do on the offensive side of the ball? We say, hey, yo, circling 89. How can we get 89 to football? I don't care if it's out wide. I don't care if it's motioning him. I don't care if it's handing it off to him. How can we get him to football? It's not a lot of options on our offense at our disposal. So you have to find a way to get the two good ones that we have, the football. So as for Chip Kelly, I'm like, how are we not finding ways to be more creative to get them the football?
Yeah, I think you just try to find the creativity, but again, I'll point to this offensive line that obviously, look, Nick Bonito had another sack today. I mean, their defensive front, Talanoa Ufunga, you name it, they had guys who were just pushing the pocket, and Geno didn't have the time. There were times where I thought he can get the ball down the field, but right before he was about to throw it, he got the sack. When he had the protection, what did he do? He found Brock Bowers on that crossing route, and they got deep into Denver Broncos territory. But are you going to get him the short stuff? Or how would you get him the football? I mean, they tried to hand the ball off to him, and he got knocked in the backfield. So I give Chip Kelly, I mean, you can try to say, hey, you want him to run these types of plays, but he tried to get the ball to Brock Bowers. I just thought that the Denver Broncos, look, I tip my cap to them. Sometimes the defense is just better than you on that day, and they had a great game plan to corral Brock Bowers.
I don't want to put you on the spot, Kirk, before you go, but you always keep you always keep it
always
100.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah,
please.
you always keep it 100.
I got
And so, look, there's, 10, 11 days off now before Monday Night Football against the Dallas Cowboys. It's a mini-bye. Do you stick with Geno Smith if you're Pete Carroll, or do you go to AOC? Kenny Pickett didn't seem like an option tonight.
Yeah, and to me, I thought that was very telling. You know, why not? Geno Smith was hampered, and to not go to at least Kenny Pickett at some point. At least I thought Kenny Pickett have an opportunity to try to use his legs a little bit, get out there on the perimeter. I don't think bringing back AOC right away, coming off of a mini bye. Geno's the quarterback. You came in and you started the season. You extended him. You traded for him. You kind of have to go down with him. And I don't think it's at that point yet where you go to someone else, because we can cop out and say, oh, let's switch it up with the quarterback, but the quarterback's not over there blocking on punt team. Quarterback's not missing field goals. Offensive line is not getting hurt. right? Or on punt team, you got guys running out of bounds and then trying to go make the play. That's a penalty. So when I look at the myriad of mistakes, I put Geno Smith way down on that list of what the other things that the Raiders have to work on before they head into that game against the Cowboys.
All right, Kirk Morrison, we appreciate your time. Safe travels back here to Las Vegas. Thanks.
You got it. Anytime, guys.
All right, let's go out to Denver where Pete Carroll is speaking at the podium. I'm sure he's getting the same question we just gave to Kirk about Geno Smith.
We came into this game with the thought that it was we're going against a terrific team, playing really well, at home, on a roll. It's going to be championship atmosphere, and the Thursday night and all of that. And I made it a point to our guys that this is a great opportunity for us to go into and handle it and go out there and battle and give ourselves a chance to win a game. And I was so fired about the way we played in general. To fight against these guys like that the whole night long and to have a chance to tie the game up, and then what would happen next, I don't know. I think we would win. And there's a lot of in-between things to talk about, but the way that they competed was just what we're hoping for. It was just what we're looking for. And could we not clip a guy? Could we not hold a guy? Yeah. Could we not pick a guy? Yeah. There's so many things we can get better at, but the fight is in this dog now. Ain't no doubt about it. And I couldn't wait to tell them how proud I was of the way they competed. And so we all know in this room we're gonna do something. And so it's just a matter of time. See what happens.
Pete, just my first question is, how's Geno feeling? And kind of like, were there any thoughts, because when he came back in the game, he was still limping, like he was in pain. Was there?
He wanted to go back in a worse way. He wanted to finish the game for his teammates, and he got whacked in the quad. He got a quad bruise or something, contusion, whatever it is. He got smacked, and that's just him fighting. And yeah, go back out. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows, And it's not because it has nothing to do with that. It's just about just competing and battling. He had a couple plays, and then he would not have been able to answer the next time out. He wasn't going back, but he tried.
Is there any concern that this injury can prolong into going into Monday night? Are you
I don't know that. No, I don't know. It's a thigh bruise, So it's not, like some other injuries. This is not one that you can't get back from.
Any update on JPJ or Dylan?
Yeah, he hurt his ankle, legit, and I don't know that all of the. I don't want to go into any of the details of it, but he hurt his ankle. He'll be out for a while.
Dylan?
He had a high ankle sprain that he tried to come back with it and couldn't quite get back. He actually could kind of move, but he really couldn't push off. So that's kind of how the high ankle works. But again, he too tried to go back in the game, wanted to play too. So exactly the right mentality.
Pete, you talked yesterday about the things you guys had to do or couldn't do to win this football game. Play clean, special teams, not turn the ball over, make mistakes. But you did that again, unfortunately. What do you think it's going to take to learn that harsh lesson? That's
yeah, we put together some pretty good weeks, and so we do know the other side of it. Tonight it was really a problem. The penalties that happened, at the wrong times, took all kinds of field away from us. You miss a kick, that's hard. It's a couple weeks in a row, and I don't know anything what happened on the block, but what the pump block did is give the defense a chance to go out there and do a sudden change situation and show you who they are. And sometimes it's got to get really hard, before you can find yourself. And I had any doubt those guys did. I thought it was amazing response to it.
I know there's no silver linings in a loss, but can you talk about that defense? I don't think you can not talk about them.
God, it was a great night of D. Really, it was. The third downs, I think we beat them up the third down pretty good. To answer the call and to take advantage of the field position opportunities and the mentality that demonstrated really from the coaches, and Patrick did a great job tonight with the guys in keeping them on track with the plan and all of that, but also by the really obvious situations that we faced. It wasn't like the ball's in the 35 all night long. And to answer that way, so much heart and so much toughness and so much grit about him, from Max on throughout. It wasn't just one guy, it was everybody. And we played a lot of guys tonight, got them in and out of there, you know, playing in this altitude had no factor, none of that. We played through all of that. I was just so proud, you know, to be in the room with them, and it's just unfortunate because I love them so much that I just wanted to have the wins and the fun and have a great locker room and a great ride home and a few days off and all that. We didn't get that.
Some mistakes from the rookies today, Besh and Dante with a holding and a drop by Dante, drop by Genty. Are these growing pains that'll make them better down the road?
Yeah, this isn't going to be forever. This is what it is right now, and it's probably the first time Dante had a shot at that route where he really had a chance where he had to avoid, you know, the pick, and he didn't get that done. You know, we practiced it and all that, and it always kind of works out better than that guy ran right into him, and that caused the pick. You know, takes away the touchdown. You know, but you know, guys that have been around, that wouldn't happen too likely. You know, they know how to avoid it because they know that what's coming. They're going to get called, and so. Those things will go. You know, we'll overcome that. If they don't, then, you know, they're not getting better. They won't be here. But they'll improve on those kinds of things.
Pete, just Brock Bowers only had one catch. Were you surprised at the lack of involvement he had tonight in the passing game?
We were trying. We were trying all night long. The calls were going that way, and the ball just didn't get there. We weren't, you know, we didn't try to, you know, disguise it and not go to them. We had calls one after another, and they did a nice job of getting guys on them.
Is there any concern with Daniel Carlson? It's been 2 weeks where
he's got to kick better. Yeah, he's got to kick better. You know, I know it kills him too. He wants to make every one of those, and he's got to kick better for us.
Coach, the first time that Geno rolled out, that was the play that he got hurt on. But after being sacked 5 times, was something about the not doing the rollout early in the game? You thought that Denver's linebackers were just fast to the outside?
They're really good on the edge, and they stay up. And there was a couple other times too in there, you know, that we didn't get it. We were looking. We had to do something to get away from the running game, and that's a compliment to it. He did all he could with it.
I know you guys have dealt with injuries throughout this season, but this is the 4th time you guys have been held to under 10 points in the game. What is your concern level with the offense?
What is my concern level? That we're not scoring enough points. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. You know, that's about as obvious as you can get. You know, but you got to do right. We had a great touchdown play. You know, walking the end zone with Trey in the first half, and you know, to be up 14-0 on those guys and playing defense like we're playing, that would have been a margin. They never did get to 14. You know, so might have been enough to win a game, and so. You know, there's a lot of factors here, and we got to run the ball better against a really hard group tonight. We got to protect better. They're way out above everybody else rushing the passer, and they were able to do it again. We couldn't neutralize it, and the running game would have helped us in that regard. But Chip was trying. You know, he was staying with the running game to try to not let them tee off on us, and so yeah, we got to score more, right?
Yeah, was there a distinct game plan without Surtain being here to try to take some long shots?
We had a plan. We had to protect to get it done, though, and it was hard. Yeah, it was really hard. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Pete.
All right, so a lot of questions about if there are going to be any moves made, concern about Geno Smith, concerns about the kicking game with Daniel Carlson. But overall, it seems like Pete Carroll was proud of the way that they fought. Obviously, the offense needs to score a little bit more, but we're going to take a break here on Raiders Game Day. And when we come back, these two are going to break down a couple of things. A bunch of sacks, that's for one thing, and also some real big missed opportunities. That's next. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by America First Credit Union, the official credit union of the Las Vegas Raiders. As the Raiders lose to the AFC West leaders by just 3 points tonight, you have to look at a couple of things. Number one, there was 9 penalties called on the Raiders, many of which were costly. And also, Denver's defense sacked Geno Smith 6 times. To break them both down, let's turn it over to JJ and EA.
All right, Amber, thanks a lot here. And the one thing about the Broncos and their coaching staff, they're going to try and press that weakness. They're going to try to find a way to take advantage of whatever weak spot they can take advantage of. Offensive line has done well, and sometimes they don't, right? So that was the area that they were going to try and really put a lot of stress on, try to find some openings and opportunities to get some sacks. So they're going to load the line of scrimmage with a bunch of guys. We got 5 guys in line of scrimmage. We're not sure who's coming, who's going. The fact that the Broncos have been able to continue to sack the quarterback is not the first move. It's the relentlessness of what they're trying to do after getting after the quarterback. Yes, you can block me, but how long are you going to sustain that block? Just look at that. A bull rush, basically. Everybody's a race to the quarterback. That's the one thing that this Denver Broncos team has been doing all season long at an incredibly high level here. So once we, this is
that's the route.
An opportunity to show you how you cover guys up in these situations. One more time. Now we have 6 guys in the line of scrimmage. It looks like a full-out blitz. They're going to drop, though. They drop, and now, again, the relentlessness of this defensive line is what's really impressive when you look at them time and time again.
And in this case scenario right here, we got 6 guys to block 4.
Yeah.
They drop out. We have to make sure Geno has time right here, and we don't do a good job protecting. But you got 6 to block 4. You got to be able to get that done.
You got to get it done. And it's one thing when you have guys who just bull rush. They do so many different things at the line of scrimmage to help themselves get to the quarterback. And those are the things that you continue to do. One more time here, we're going to see. And this is basically just an all-out blitz, and the back doesn't pick him up. And if you don't pick him up with a great opportunity to maybe work outside, look at this. You got one-on-one on the outside.
I don't know if we can pause. Can we pause right here?
Oh.
If we pick him up.
Right, yeah.
This is a touchdown.
Yes.
Just continue to watch Tyler Lockett if we pick this up. That is a walk-in touchdown if we're able to pick the blitz.
A missed opportunity for a big play for you, and that kind of leads me to your side of the football. One more time, just off the corner, man.
And I actually, even watching that, I took a weak side. Because offensively, plays were there.
Yeah.
And we did not make the plays. As we go back and watch some of these plays right here, as a young fella, all you got to do is give him a little nod right here.
Okay.
And just let Trey run away from him. He's flat-footed, EA. He's not going to turn and run with Trey Tucker, with Trey coming full speed. And this will be an easy touchdown. I know you are trying to do your job and you hear pick, but you got to be able to continue on with your route. What messed him up is right here he stops.
So what is he
on running like you're running a route like, oh, you got in my way.
All right,
and the ref will think like, oh, okay, good jam. Got it. And then that's not a penalty. That's why Geno's saying, man, that's some, you know what I'm saying? But you cannot pause in your route when you are picking the guy. You can't do that.
That's a young guy.
That's a young guy, but that's a missed opportunity. That's 14-0, right? Our ball. And then right here, this is a phenomenal route. It's 25 seconds left. You get a stutter go. This is a dime by Geno.
Man.
One thing we are always taught as a receiver catching the go ball, do not fade away from it.
Go to attack it.
Go to it and attack it and catch it over your shoulder. But you see how he fading away from this ball and it's dropping inside of him?
Yeah.
It's a great ball by Geno. Just hold your line and catch it over your shoulder.
Hold your line.
And
That's
if you hold your line and catch it over your shoulder, you're not fading out of bounds. That's a touchdown. So now we got 21-7.
Yeah.
And then right here, Chip Kelly, I apologize. This is a good play call.
Yeah.
Right? You get Ashton Genty on the back or pause it. Can we go back a little bit? Go back a little bit if we can. If we can go back a little bit. If we can't, I want Geno Smith to have a plan for this. Whenever we have number 89, and his name is Brock Bowers, one-on-one.
With anybody.
On anybody.
They don't get the best corner in the world playing either.
Watch Brock Bowers right here. This ball should go to Brock Bowers.
Oh, yeah.
That ball should go to Brock Bowers. And I know he's open and everybody's looking like me. But listen, one thing I do know, right, running backs, with all due respect, they still working on their hands. All right, they know how to tote it, but they still working on their hands. Not a bad read by Geno, but I would love to see that be one opportunity for Brock Bowers. We possibly could change that game. It's not a turnover, and the Raiders is in really good field position and probably scoring again. So I took a deep breath. You take one with me. Back to Amber, and you take one.
I'm going to still hold my breath for just a while as I'm looking at this one big number. It's not a great one. 9 consecutive division losses now for the Raiders. That is the longest streak in the NFL. So 9 times they have faced AFC West opponents recently. 9 times they have lost. So you're not going to make any ground if you are losing within your own division. You got to win games within your own division. And as you guys were going over all the missed opportunities, I think there was such a big missed opportunity because of the way this defense played. When I really looked at the numbers, this was a team, again, leads the AFC West. This offense scores 25 points a game. This defense held them to just 10 points a game. Bo Nix is the best quarterback right now in the NFL in the fourth quarter. Right? This team scores a lot of points in the fourth quarter. Raiders held them to just 3 points in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix only had 150 passing yards. He had -2 rushing yards. Guess what his passer rating was?
What was that?
54. I mean, that is one heck of an opportunity that the defense gave to the offense. The offense wasn't able to capitalize. Look, this is a Denver offense that has had a lot of close games, but they put up 347, passing yards a game. Total yards a game. Like, this is a team that can move the ball, and the defense did a great job of slowing them down. So, look, I get that there's a lot of, I think one of the storylines is there's a lot of young guys that have an opportunity right now. And Dante Thornton, you just broke him down. Jack Besh, we need to see more of him. Trey Tucker, you have loved since training camp. I think there's some opportunities for this offense to do better, and that has to be the focus before Dallas, because you're going up against one of the worst pass defenses. I know that they got some ammunition during the, in the trade. But still, they get Quentin Williams and all them. But still, I mean, they're going to have an opportunity to score some points.
Yeah, but it all has to have a base, and that's what I think what JJ's alluding to. Like, who are we? Like, if you don't know who you are, you can't take advantage of any of that stuff because you're relying on players who it's their first time in this situation and they're not accustomed to being that guy. So until we kind of get our identity, we're going to struggle, and we're going to have great games, we're going to have bad games, but there's no reason why Brock Bowers, and I keep going back to it, shouldn't have been the focal point for this football team coming into this football game. You make them take Brock away. You don't take him away by not calling plays or giving him the ball. You force him in situations so we can find out exactly what our football team is.
And not only that, we got to get better on third down. You watch our defense today. They were 5 for 15, the Denver Broncos, on third down, which means, Geno, don't trip. We got you. We finna get off the field and get you the ball back. They did that. They got off the field. Geno Smith and the Raiders were 4 for 12 on third down. You know pressure's coming from the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos are 8-2 with 7-2 coming into this game because they bring pressure. We know that. We had no plan for the pressure. Absolutely no plan. We didn't see no quick screens. We didn't see no quick passes. We didn't see nothing. We missed 1 or 2 pass protections, but we did not have an answer for the blitz package. Whether they were dropping, rushing 4 like you just showed, or whether they were bringing 6, there was no answer. You cannot hold the ball when they blitzing and bringing 6. We didn't have a plan.
They lead the league in sacks.
We have to do better on third down.
40+% on pressure, so you got to have a plan for it.
You cannot score if you don't stay on the field.
All right, let's take a break here on Raiders Game Day. When we come back, Geno Smith is taking the podium at Denver. A lot of questions about this offense. That's coming up next as the Raiders lose 10-7 in Denver. Intermountain Health understands that life can be a challenging game, and mental wellness is vital to our overall health. It takes courage to admit when we're not okay, and even more to reach out. If you or someone you know is struggling or in crisis, call or text 988 or visit strongestplay.com for mental wellness resources. Raiders Game Day is brought to you by Allegiant, the official airline of the Raiders. Low fares, non-stop flights, only at Allegiant.com. Credit One Bank, the official credit card of the Las Vegas Raiders. Coors Light, choose chill, an official beer of Raider Nation. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. And by Twitch, watch, discover, join in. Welcome back to Raiders Game Day. The Raiders now 2-7 on the season after losing in Denver. We're waiting for Geno Smith. He is about to take the podium. We'll bring you out to Denver as soon as that happens. But we spoke a lot in the past couple of weeks about the first 15 plays of a game. And as you guys are looking for identity, you can look at these scripted plays and see where Chip Kelly thinks maybe the identity is. What did you think about today? Because when they came out, it was 4 runs, 3 passes, and a false start penalty, and a sack. And there was 2 first downs. So they moved the chains twice. So what did you think about the game plan coming in?
Coming off last week, I thought it was good. I thought in between the 20s, the football team for the last week and the first scripted plays, pretty good job. I mean, they were balanced for the most part today, used the running game. But again, when you're talking about going up against the Denver Broncos, you have to understand, like, they don't have their best cover guy. So I thought there had been some shot opportunities there early in the game, but obviously Chip thought that the running game was more important to establish, and that's what he tried to do.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. And then if you watch our offensive line earlier in that football game,
yes,
they were moving the Denver Broncos backwards. Ashton Jeanty was not getting touched till he was 3 or 4 yards past the line of scrimmage. So I loved it. I mean, you came out with the first 15 saying, hey, man, they are, like Kirk said, 89 circle, Brock Bauer circle. So let's try to start with 2. And he started with 2. We had a pretty good drive, moved the ball. Obviously, penalties hurt us. But, I mean, I thought first 15 was done well by Chip. I did.
Yeah, I think it was different than weeks past where Ashton Jeanty had that 1 carry in the first several plays. So they're still trying to find the identity. Let's hear what Geno Smith has to say. We're going to go to him after the break out at Denver. This is Raiders Game Day. This segment of Raiders Game Day has been brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the official soft drink of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Good evening.
Good evening. Geno, just how are you feeling with the dive?
Obviously, I just played a game, so I'm not feeling the best, but I'll be better as the days go along, hopefully.
And why was it? Pete Carroll said you personally wanted to go back into the game. Why was that so important you to finish it out?
I mean, that's just kind of how I'm wired. You know, I never want to leave my teammates out there alone. I feel like it's a big responsibility of mine to be out there and to do whatever I can to help us win. So, you know, I felt like I could try to tough it out, and that's what I tried to do.
How difficult physically were those last couple drives to just get through?
You know, mentally, I just try to block out the pain and just, you know, focus on executing the plays. It's obviously, you know, in a lot of pain, but I think, you know, just with the guys out there and just being out there, having the adrenaline going, and obviously, you know, just wanting to win more than anything. The pain is the pain. It's going to be there regardless, but I wanted to win this game.
What was it? Was it on that when you scrambled out? Was that when you got hurt, or when did you hurt the quad?
When the guy fell on my leg.
Geno, you're already going against a voracious defense, and you lose your 2 starting guards. I mean, how difficult is that? And you talk about the play of your line and just making up for that.
Yeah, I thought, I mean, we're going against a tough defense. Of course, every defense in the NFL is going to be tough. And, you know, we got the next man up mentality around here. You know, I thought Will Putman stepped in and played a tremendous game. I mean, you know, for him to get, you know, some of his first action in a long time, I thought he did what he needed to do to allow us to move the ball. Obviously, we know what Cap can do. He stepped in there and he did his job. And, you know, we're down Colton Miller as well. I mean, you know, there's some guys that aren't in there, but those guys stepped in and they did what they had to do. We fought to the end, had a shot at the end, and we just didn't get it done.
Here we go. Time to bounce back. Got a mini bye, and then the Raiders face Dallas on Monday Night Football, back-to-back primetime games. You know, Dallas, that offense has been prolific. The defense has not been great, but they got some weapons. Also taking on Cleveland in Week 12. That is, yeah.
That's going to be good.
Yeah, that's here at home.
Going to try and ball out.
Out. He wants to, for sure.
Got to.
And then got to play the Chargers, so another divisional game that's coming up. Week 13. All right, so the Raiders lose this one. Look, the defense was amazing. Offense has some work to do. So do special teams, but they'll bounce back. For James Jones, for Eric Allen, I'm Amber Theoharis. Good night.